Alright, we've returned for more Mansions of Madness, second edition. Alright, let's begin. So, Mansions of Madness, second edition, we are going to continue. And it is the beginning of the investigator phase. So, we still have some questions we could ask Mr. Butler here. And also, we're continuing to explore the mansion. Let's begin with Agatha, and she's going to see what's over here in the office. The desk is covered in random clutter, with a small space cleared in front of the chair for working. You dig through the dense paperwork cluttering the desk, looking for anything of interest. So she's going to use an observation roll. That's 4. She's got 2 successes. Okay. As you shuffle through the seemingly endless paperwork covering the desk, you spot a weathered journal that looks out of place amidst the mundane clutter. The cover of the journal is marked Lilith Vanderbilt. Gain the old journal unique item and discard the search token. The investigator holding the old journal can read through its entries by interacting with it in the app. Alright, interesting. That's a new feature. Okay, so we've got old journal. The journal entry in the culprit's own handwriting is practically a confession. We've got this, and then I can actually read through it by reading through in the app. So let's see what it says. The Journal of Lilith Vanderbilt. The pages are torn and frayed from hard use. Yes, let's use an action to read it. You turn to an entry from several years ago. William has gotten increasingly secretive since he started that astronomy association. He has been working on some secret project in the attic, and even installed a lock and alarm to keep people out. What he does not know is that I have found the wiring he installed in his bedroom, in the back of the house. I can use it to unlock the door to the attic when he is gone. Gain 1 clue. The journal entries continue on for several months. You can continue reading as an action. Well, I cannot continue reading, because I have used my 2 actions. But I have learned something valuable, that there is a way to open this secret entrance from the bedroom at the back of the house. And that is Agatha's turn. We're going to have Preston go, and he's going to ignore the butler for now. And he is going to move 1, 2 into the kitchen, and he's going to search the kitchen. Someone has locked this cabinet by wrapping a chain around the handles. The chain is sturdy, but the cabinet doors are made of thin wood. You think you could break one of the doors off. Do I have a crowbar? I do not. But somebody does. William York has the crowbar. Okay, so we're going to just try a regular strength test with 4 dice. And we've gotten 1 success. It's just 1 success. The flimsy wood cracks, and you cut open the your palm on the jagged wood as you pull the cabinet door off its hinges. Suffer 1 face-down damage, and then gain the sedative's common item. Alright, so I get a face-down damage, and then sedatives. At the start of your turn, you may discard 3 damage and 3 horror. If you do, discard this card and end your turn. Alright. Very nice. Alright, that is his entire turn. And then let's have Yorick question the butler a little bit more. What else is going on in this house? Eugene calmly tells you what happened before you arrived. Several robed figures entered the mansion through the side door and took Mr. Vanderbilt to the attic. Soon after they arrived, I could hear them chanting. Where is that? Those ruffians took Mr. Vanderbilt to the attic. You can get to the attic through the west door of the hall, but the door is locked. Mr. Vanderbilt likely keeps the key in his... Wait, I'm not sure if he would want me trusting you with this. So I need to try to convince him with my influence. Unfortunately, Yorick is not great at influencing people, but let's see. No successes. No. Mr. Vanderbilt would not like me talking about that with strangers. Okay, I could continue interacting with him, but I actually know of a secret way to get in. I just need to go to the back of the house. So, instead, I think Yorick is going to spend his second action, and he's going to move out into the hall, or into the entryway, the foyer, the lobby, and he's going to move up there. That's his turn. And then Dexter Drake's turn. Alright, so he can examine the papers that are cluttered around. Let's do that. Stack of papers has been strewn about the floor. Amidst the mundane paperwork, you find a weathered page covered in strange script. Someone has scrawled a note in English across the top of the page. Speak these words for great power. Recite the script or return the papers. Let's recite it. The eldritch words take on a life of their own as you speak them, reshaping your mind with new understanding of the script you are looking at. The lights flicker, and you hear a whisper in your ear. Power comes with a price. Gain the wither spell. Alright. So wither. Wither art thou. Alright, there we go. So, Dexter Drake has an ability. Oh, by the way, Preston Fairmont also had an ability. When he gains an item, he may flip a horror face down or discard a face down horror. So he gets to discard this face down horror that he had. And Drake has an ability. When you gain a spell, become focused. So he is now going to be focused. Alright. So that was his first action. For his second action, well, I have a feeling that this is the door that's going to be locked. So for his second action, I don't think I want to try and open that door yet. I know it's going to be locked. So I'm going to head off this way. And then next round, I can search over here and explore that way. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay, Mythos phase begins. Agatha Crane runs frantically from some unseen evil, only to lose her footing. She has to try an agility test. Agatha Crane. She's got 3. She got 1 success. She needed 2. She could spend a clue to succeed. I think she's going to. She's going to spend 1 clue token to turn this magnifying glass result into a success. She stumbles but catches herself before falling. And now you will pay the price for that power. The lights flicker and the air crackles with electricity. Suddenly reality seems to split before you, and a terrifying creature slips through from an unknowable space beyond. Spawn a zombie. Excellent. I'll have to grab a zombie. And the zombie moves 1 space toward the nearest investigator within range. Then it attacks the investigator in its space with the highest lore. So range, again, can't be drawn through doors or walls, so it's going to move toward Dexter Drake. But it's not going to be able to attack, because it's only gonna move once. Okay, well, that was the most terrifying thing I've seen all game, actually. I went to go get a zombie mini, and I could not find them. The entire bag that the zombie minis and the maniacs and a couple of the other monsters from the base, where the first edition game were hidden in, was missing. And I looked for it for about probably 15-20 minutes. I finally found it. It had fallen behind something. Oh, it was crazy. Anyway, by the time I got back to the app, I hadn't turned it off properly and saved my progress, so we sort of had to reload a little bit, and it turns out the zombie has transmogrified into a Hound of Tindalos. So that's what we'll be facing instead. The Hound of Tindalos moves to the investigator within 3 spaces with the most health. Then it attacks that investigator. Now, it doesn't say within range, so within 3 spaces, the investigator with the most health. We've got 7, 6, 8, and 5. And Preston is... Well, actually, he's got 6 remaining health. Does that... most health? Most remaining health? Let's check that. Health and sanity are fixed values. Investigator's health and sanity are not reduced when he suffers damage or horror, which means that the investigator with the most health would indeed be Preston Fairmont. Although I just realized he is not within 3 spaces, so it doesn't even matter. He's going to William Yorick. So he's going to phase through this wall, and he's in the space with William Yorick and attack. The Hound makes a harsh baying sound as it bursts out of the air behind you. A sharp pain shoots through your body as razor-sharp claws and teeth pierce your skin. Suffer 3 damage, strength -1 negates. We've got 4 strength, so we're going to be rolling 3 strength. Oh, dear. 3 damage, huh? Well, once per round, I may re-roll 1 die with my Lucky Rabbit's Foot, so let's use that. Nope. Alright, so he's taken 3 damage. A minor injury. Only a flesh wound. Flip it over immediately. A broken arm. You cannot feel your arm at all. You think this might be a bad sign. Keep face up. If you ever have more than 2 items, drop all but 2 of your items. And a concussion. Your head feels clouded as if your thoughts swim through a fog. Resolve immediately. Discard 1 clue. I do not have no clues. Although I think I should have gotten a clue when I killed a monster. I don't know if I used it or not. And then flip this card face down. In any case, if I had a clue, I've lost it now. Alright, Yorick. Each investigator must resolve a horror check. Monster within range with the highest horror rating. Well, let's see. Resolve a horror check? Yes. Beginning with its skin, the Hound fades gradually from view, leaving an afterimage of gleaming sharp teeth. If you pass... Alright, so let's see if I pass. I'm testing my observation, which is a 4. I need 2 successes. Nope. I did not succeed. So, not knowing where the thing is proves a far worse horror than the knowing. Suffer 2 horror and become dazed. Okay, unfortunately, we're suffering 2 horror now, and then becoming dazed. So what does the dazed status effect do? You cannot spend clues to convert dice results, or perform additional puzzle steps. At the end of your turn, discard this card. Alright. So that is unfortunate indeed. And let's see what my 2 horrors are. Hallucinations. Everywhere you look, you see horrible shadows or ghosts from your past. You cannot bear to look any longer. Keep face up. Roll 1 fewer die while resolving observation test. And kleptomania. You do not understand why you need to keep stealing things, but you cannot help yourself. Keep face up. Whenever you end your turn in a space with another investigator, take one item at random from another investigator in your space. Oh dear. William Yorick is doing very poorly at the moment. Alright, that is it though. Nobody else needs to resolve anything, so let's move on to the investigator phase. Okay, so this hound is trouble. And let's see. Yorick can attempt to attack it with a crowbar. And that's pretty much all he can do. So let's just start with that, and then maybe the other guys can come and help. So he's attacking with a crowbar. Select the monster. Select attack. Attack with a heavy weapon. The beast reaches for you as you advance, and you attempt to bat its limbs aside. Strength check 1. So my strength is 4. I need a 1. I've succeeded. Your weapon connects solidly with the appendages, opening up the creature for a more direct attack. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage plus your test result. So my test result was 2. My weapon's damage is 2, so it's going to take 4 damage. Excellent. And we're going to attack it once more. As you swing, you attempt to leap upward to get a better angle of attack against the creature. Strength, I need 2. Oh no, I have not succeeded. The beast bats you down just as your feet leave the ground. Okay. So I'm thinking that maybe... Oh, I should move these all aside. I'm thinking that maybe Dexter Drake should come help, even though he was out exploring the hallways. Oh, I should have gotten rid of this. Dexter Drake has Wither. And Wither is an attack spell. So, maybe Dexter should try that. Alright, so, let's see. Can he attack from range? I believe this is a ranged weapon, so he can, but let me check that. If he has elected an item or spell with the ranged icon, the monster can be any monster within range. So I can move back into the room and then attack that thing, and I'm going to do it. So, Dexter's going 1, 2, and then he's going to attack with Wither against the Hound of Tindalos. So how does this work? We're going to attack with a spell. You channel pain and blood into a vicious curse. I'm testing my lore. I need 2 successes. And my lore is 5. Alright, I've got 1 success, but I can use Focused, so I'm going to discard Focused to change all of my magnifying glasses into successes. So I've now got 3 successes. If you pass, Eldritch energy erupts from your hands, fueled by your own life force. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage plus your test result. That's 3, 4, 5. Excellent. So that thing is dead. Alright. Hound of Tindalos is dead. That means William Yorick gets a clue. Get a clue, man. And Dexter Drake now gets to flip this spell. You see the spell ripple and spread from where it hit your target. You suffer 1 face-down damage, and the monster suffers 1 additional damage. Then discard this card and gain another Wither spell. So I'm going to suffer face-down damage, And I discard this and gain another Wither spell. Now, I believe discarding a spell, I'll check that, but I believe discarding a spell means it gets shuffled back in. Discard. When a common item, unique item, spell, or condition is discarded, is returned to its respective deck. Well, that doesn't really help me. But I believe it's shuffled in, and I gain a random one. So, we're going to get this copy of the spell. And because I gained a spell once per round, I become focused. So, I can cast spells very goodly. Alright, that was his entire turn, though, unfortunately. We now have Agatha, and we have Preston. So Agatha has bandages, which she can give to somebody, and she's got a King James Bible, which somebody can discard some horror. So that would probably be a good idea. She is going to, I think, move out into the lobby, and she's going to investigate whatever this was. I think a telephone. An end table stands against the wall, holding a telephone. You try the door, but warped wood has left it stuck shut. She needs to do a strength check. She has 2 dice to roll, unfortunately. Oh, but she got 2 successes. Excellent. With a powerful tug, you open the drawer, causing the phone to go crashing to the ground. Inside the drawer, you find an item that looks like it has been sitting there for quite some time. Gain the kerosene lantern. Alright, we've got a kerosene lantern now. It's a light source. You may discard this card to convert all of your magnifying glass results to Elder Sign success results while attacking unarmed. I see how that works. So that was her entire turn, and now it is Preston Fairmont's turn. There's still the refrigerator here and something over there. So he's going to begin by moving to investigate the refrigerator. And remember, he can then move back into his space and complete his movement, even though he interrupted it with his action. You pull open the heavy refrigerator door and reach in to rifle through the haphazardly stacked food. You suddenly find yourself staring into the void between worlds. The infinite wisdom of the lurker at the threshold fills your mind. Suffer 1 face-down horror and gain 2 clues, then discard this search token. Interesting. Okay. Why was there a void between worlds in the refrigerator? Not sure. And we've got 1 face-down horror now. Alright. These cards are getting difficult to manage in this small amount of table space. You need a big table for this game. Okay, I believe everybody has done their thing. So, it's time for another Mythos phase. The ground suddenly gives way, revealing a vast and cavernous emptiness. This Mythos effect affects the investigator in an outdoor space with the lowest lore. Nobody's in an outdoor space. A robed figure appears from a secret door and begins searching around. Upon seeing signs of other people, the figure yells, "There's someone here!" You hear a muffled response from another part of that estate. "Get rid of them!" A witch appears. The witch moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible, then attacks the investigator within range with the most clues. So she's here, she would move there, and then she would be within range of a lot of people. So, Let's get that witch figure out. Alright, there she is. She's going to move 2 spaces, and now she's in range of a lot of people. And she's going to attack the investigator in range. It's one of these 3 with the most clues, and that looks to be Dexter Drake. So she's going to attack Dexter Drake. The witch whispers, words perfectly clear in your ears, explaining how everything you thought you understood is a pathetic imitation of the truth. It's an observation test, which he's got observation of 3. Alright, let's see. Give it a shot. Alright, I got 2 successes, which is what I needed. Excellent. You focus on what you know to be true and become dazed. Okay, where's that dazed effect? This person had it. They lost it at the end of their turn. So, Dexter's got it now. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against a monster within range. Alright, so I believe that is everybody in this room has to do a horror check. Let's begin with Agatha. The witch begins to sing a beautiful song. Observation of 1. So Agatha has observation of 4. She needs 1 success. She's got 2. If you pass, you realize you are crying. Flip 1 horror face up. She has no horror, so she's good. And she resolved a horror check once per round, or actually anytime she resolves a horror check, she gains a clue. It's going to be Dexter's turn next. In a voice like honeyed wine, the witch wonders out loud how it's possible to know a thing truly exists. Lore of 5. Oh, my dear. I believe... Yeah, that's fine. We're going to fail that check. You become transfixed by the problem, rooted to the spot in the fear that the ground around you is not real. Become restrained. Restrained means you cannot move voluntarily. So he's not going to be able to move or do much of anything this turn, but that's okay. And then, lastly, we have William York. She's going to say the same thing to him. So he needs to do a lore check as well. Oh dear, that is not a success. So he is also going to become transfixed by the problem and rooted to the ground and restrained. Okay, that is everybody. Okay, so we got a witch situation to deal with, and then we got to continue exploring this mansion, because there's problems brewing. Okay, I believe we'll start with Dexter Drake, and well, let's move all of these up. And Dexter is going to cast a wither spell against the witch. So, attack with a spell. Under pressure, you struggle with your arcane knowledge, attempting to recall the appropriate words and gestures to shape the magic. This is a 5. What? That was insane. There was no successes on that. If you fail, your awkward sequence of sounds and movements amounts to nothing. Then flip the spell you attacked with. For once, the spell seems to go exactly as written in that old book. No additional effect. Then we discard and we gain another wither spell. Alright, we're going to try it again. We're going to wither the witch. You struggle to pronounce the blasphemous phrase, arcane words twisting your tongue. Roll 5 dice here. Oh my gosh, yes. 3 successes. If you pass, some primordial instinct guides your speech. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage, plus your test result. My test result was 3, and my spell's damage is 2, so she suffers 5 damage. Yes, discard the witch. Alright, so the witch, Ding Dong, is dead. Another monster has been killed, so William Yorick gains a clue, and I flip the wither spell. You shout as the spell leaves your body, barely managing to direct its wild power at another foe. Another monster within range suffers 2 damage. If no other monsters are within range, another investigator within range suffers 1 face-down damage. Oh dear. Agatha Crane is going to suffer 1 face-down damage. Then discard this card and get another wither spell. Alright. Alright, and then Dexter Drake's turn is over, so he loses his dazed and restrained status effects. Okie dokie. Who is not restrained? Yorick is restrained. Agatha's not restrained. She's gonna... I think we'll go with Preston Fairmont next. So he's going to go here, and he's going to investigate this, and then move 1 more step. A china cabinet has been repurposed to store all manner of knickknacks. The cabinet holds candles, wooden statuettes, stones, beads, and other random objects. You try to discern what they could be for. It's a lore test. His lore is very poor. Oh, he got 2 successes, though. That's amazing. As you dig through the objects, you begin to form a hunch that makes you uneasy. You've heard of objects such as these found at the site of occult rituals. They could prove useful to your investigation. Gain the circumstantial evidence, unique item, and 1 clue. So I get a clue. I get circumstantial evidence. And... lucky me, when I gained an item, I can discard a face-down horror. So we're going to discard this face-down horror. And then that is Preston Fairmont's entire turn. Alright. Agatha Crane's turn. She is going to... move into Yorick's space. During her movement, she's going to use the trade action, and she's going to do some swapping with him. She's going to take the Lucky Rabbit's Foot, and she's going to give him these bandages, because he can't have more than 2 items. And then she's going to continue her movement out into the hallway so she doesn't end her turn in the same space as him. That was her turn, so she's done. I don't know if I gained a clue for her for doing a horror check against the witch, but she's got plenty, so I'm not going to bother. Oh, I think I explored this. Oh, and he needs to finish his movement over here. Okay, and then that was her entire turn. Then Yorick is going to use the bandage. Discard up to 2 face down damage, then discard this card. So he's discarding these 2 face down damage. Although he would probably have been better off with the sedatives. But I wanted to make sure he was safe right now. So he's discarded the face down damage. We're discarding these bandages. And then he can't move. So he's just going to sit here. He really can't do anything. He's going to sit here and he's going to lose his restrained condition, and that's it. Alright, Mythos phase, and that'll probably be it for right now. Preston Fairmont tries to speak, but instead all of his teeth fall out, one by one, until he screams himself awake. He suffers 1 horror. It's a nyctophobia. You're not afraid of darkness exactly, but you are afraid of what the darkness might be concealing. Whenever you end your turn in a space with darkness, suffer 1 face-down horror. Okay. That was it. Wow, that was quick. Okay, so let's continue with another investigator phase. So, I believe we had just taken care of the, what is it called? The Hound of Tindalos. Or there might have been a witch since then. I'm not quite sure which one came first. And we're exploring this mansion. Basically, we need to get into the back room where we know there is a master bedroom. And that's going to provide access to this door right here. So, I believe what I'm going to do is we will have Agatha Crane go first, since she is already back here. She's going to move 1. Let's move her cards up a little bit. She's going to move 1 space, and she's going to explore this location here. So let's explore. You suspect the unmarked door leads to a bedroom. That's where we want to go. The door opens into a bedroom that seems modest compared to the decor and the rest of the mansion. Place the bedroom 2 tile. Alright, that's going to be one of these small tiles here. Bedroom 2. Okay. I think these are tiles from the original. Let's take a look at these. Ah, yes, this is going to be one of the new ones. Bedroom numero dos. That is it. There we go. Alright, so we're placing the bedroom numero dos right here. That's good. Alright, we didn't want the house to get too much bigger. There would not have been space. Near the door, a small writing desk holds an immense book. Place a search token as indicated. Alright, so there's an immense book. In a far corner, a large chest sits next to the master bed. Place a search token as indicated. You may move 1 space into the explored area. I will. And I will go ahead and use my other movement, because I only moved once so far, and I will move into the space with the large chest, and we can explore that next time. So that is her turn. Okay. Dexter Drake is going to go next, so let's move Agatha Crane over here. Dexter Drake is going to go next, and he's going to move back out into the hall. 1. He's going to move up here, and actually, no. Before he does that, I think he's going to cast Flesh Ward. Because we want to heal this broken arm. So he's going to cast Flesh Ward on Yorick here. So, you are another investigator within range, discard 1 damage. So we're going to discard the broken arm, shuffle that into its deck, and then we're going to flip the card and see what happens. A strange energy lingers as the spell resolves. I'm going to do a lore check with a difficulty of 3. Oh dear. Okay, let's see it. He can roll 5 dice for his lore, and remember, I could use my focus token. And I'm gonna use the focus to turn this into a success. So I got 3 successes. If you pass you channel the energy. The affected investigator flips 1 damage face down. Well, that doesn't actually matter. And then if I would have failed, I would have had to flip a horror face up. And I gain another Flesh Ward card. So when I gain another Flesh Ward card, I have the ability that once per round, when I gain a spell, I become focused. So I got that focus back. Dexter Drake is not called the Magician for nothing. Alright, very nice. So that was his first action, then he's going to move 1-2 as his other action. That was basically his turn. Alright, William Yorick's turn. Now Yorick has these couple abilities. Roll 1 fewer die while resolving an observation test, and when he ends his turn in space with another investigator, he has to be a kleptomaniac all about it. So that's not very good. So I don't want to move him into the same space as another investigator. But we do want to explore this other part of the house. So I think I'm going to go 1, 2, and then 3. We're going to end his turn in the bedroom. We're not going to move all the way into the space with Agatha, though. So that's unfortunately, his turn. Very brief. And then we have Preston Fairmont. Should he question the butler some more? Or should he try and catch up with everybody? His influence score is very high. So it would maybe be a good idea for him to question the butler. So, let's see. We're going to talk to the butler one more time. The old man looks conflicted. He obviously wants to tell you how to access the attic, but he cannot bring himself to reveal Mr. Vanderbilt's secrets. Let's ask him, where is the key? Alright, so we're going to roll 5 dice. And we've got 3 successes. He's going to tell me, of course. Alright, Mr. Vanderbilt has a hidden office that he often retreats to. The door is hidden in the estate's library, which is through the east door when you get into the hall. It uses a very strange lock hidden behind a bookshelf. He instructs me how to open the secret door in the library, gain 1 clue. Very nice. So I'm loading up those clues. Alright, and then I'm going to leave the butler for now. We're going to move out into the hall. And I'm guessing this right here is the door to the library. But we'll get into that on the next turn. Mythos phase. A disembodied voice whispers blasphemies into your ear. The investigator with the highest lore, that would be Mr. Dexter Drake, does his best to disregard the voice. We're going to use willpower, and that's a 3. He needs 2 successes. Ooh, nope, no successes. So, if you fail, the voice takes on an authoritative tone, and you freeze in fear. Suffer 2 horror and become stunned. Oh no. Okay, well, there's really nothing I could have done to avoid that. So we're going to suffer 2 horror. Startled. Stagger backward in alarm. Okay, and sudden shock. You fling up your hands to defend yourself, sending a few of your possessions flying. Drop 2 random items, then flip this card face down. Okay, well, spells are not items, so basically I have to drop my candles. So candles have been dropped into the space where I am. And then I also have to become stunned. So let's take a look at the stunned effect. Can it perform more than a single action during my next turn? Okay. A robed figure appears from a side door. It begins searching around. Upon seeing signs of other people, the figure yells, "There is someone here!" You hear a muffled response from another part of the estate. "Get rid of them!" Spawn a cultist as indicated. Okay, so we've got a cultist. We'll use this guy here. That looks like the picture. And he is right here. The robed figure sneaks into the dining room and comes face to face with Eugene. The butler yells in fright and flees into the entryway. So Eugene is now here. Okay. Cultist moves up to 2 spaces to be adjacent to as many investigators as possible. Then it attacks the investigator who suffered the most horror. Well, let's see. He basically is going to move 2 spaces into the hall. So he's going 1, 2. Then he is adjacent to only 1 investigator, so he's going to attack Preston Fairmont. The cultist's hood slips back, revealing the face of an old friend. With a gesture, he invites Preston to follow. It's an observation test. So observation with a difficulty level of 2, and my observation is 3, but because I have a magnifying glass, I roll 1 more. So we're going to roll 4 dice here. We need to get 2 successes. And we've got 1 success. So I could use a clue or my focus to get additional successes. Since I only need 2, I'm just going to use 1 clue to turn one of these into a success. So Preston shakes off the hallucination. Each investigator must resolve a horror check. So the cultist pulls an urn from beneath a voluminous cloak. That is a voluminous cloak, my goodness, an urn. And then covers its mouth. A 12-foot-long centipedes burst from the air, or from the jar into your direction, tumbling through the air. Agility of 1. Alright, so I've got 4 dice. I think I can do this. I've got 1 success, yes. You managed to evade the horrid swarm. Okay, very nice. That would be that. So we are done here. End the mythos phase. I believe we will. Alright, so first things first, we want to I don't know if we even need to deal with this cultist. We have some barricades that we can work on. And let me see how barricades work in this version. I'm not sure if I can push a barricade all the way over to that space in the same room, but we'll see. I think I can only use the barricade against this door. Actually, what we'll start by doing is just exploring here. So it's Dexter Drake's turn. It's Dexter Drake's turn. He's going to explore into this room. A wood plaque marked library is fastened to the center of the door. Yes, we shall explore. The door creaks on its hinges as you push it open to reveal the library. Bookshelves line the walls. So we need the library tile, and it's going to be in this set of tiles, I believe. Is this the library? Wow, that was quick. Sometimes you get lucky, I guess. Alright, so we have a library now. And it says there is a wall token that I need to place. So I need to grab a wall, wherever I put those. No, I think I put the walls over here because I was grabbing them so often. Doesn't particularly need to be the one matching in the picture, but that'd be nice, I guess. So I guess we're going to use this wall token, since I can't seem to find another one that matches the picture. Okay. Oh, that's odd. Okay. Bookshelves line the walls. A pile of research materials that have been recently used sits on a small wooden desk. A robed figure is pushing a bookshelf back into place. Oh no! There's a robed figure in the room. The figure shouts with alarm upon seeing me. Spawn a cultist in the library as indicated, then suffer 1 horror. Alright, we'll get another cultist. Here we go. And we're suffering 1 horror negated by Will. Got 3. Actually, yeah, Dexter's got 3. And he has avoided the horror. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Oh, Luna, don't do that. So I will. I will move into here. And this guy had a special symbol on him, so I'm going to give him that. When it said to spawn the cultist, he has this like special symbol. So we'll give him this rune. He's an important cultist. Let's see. Yeah, as indicated here. Okay, so Dexter is gonna attempt. Well, actually, he only gets 1 action, so that's his turn. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. So he's gonna end his turn there. We lose the stunned status effect, and we're gonna move on to the next character. Can anyone help him? Is anyone close enough by? I don't think so. So we'll have Preston go, and let me check on using that barrier to block this door. We'll see.